We are live, everybody. I've got Tina Turner here. Tina, Tony, give a shout out to all your fans out there. Mainly hopes, namely hopes.
You look so much prettier in person, Tina.
Hopes is serving a suspension.
He's wearing a yellow top because Hopes is on a yellow card already, Ryan.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah. He's been a bad boy on Twitterland. Ryan, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining me as well, and Tony.
Happy to be here.
Give yourself a shout out. What you do? Talk about your brothers, your rude boys.
Part of a podcast called Ars Bros. We essentially get really drunk and talk Arsenal and dicks and girls too. It's a lot of fun. And right now we're just once a month, but we're gonna be expanding, and I'm gonna have I'll be having my own show on it. So stay tuned.
Nice. I can see you want to keep the intrigue, so we'll keep it right there.
Yeah.
Tony, 1-0 to the Arsenal. We're getting back to those results. Arsenal win out in Olympiakos in Greece. 1-0, Lacazette, 81 minutes.
It's time for us to get back to our winning ways instead of draw.
Yeah, Ryan. It's a nice welcome twist. We're starting to win some games. We've put some back-to-back performances together now.
Yeah, I'm excited. 3 clean sheets in a row. First time in Leno's career at Arsenal. I am very excited. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Bring on Everton.
Leno's been a star for us for a few seasons now, but we're starting to give him some support, and he's getting the clean sheets, like you said. So, Ryan, what was your initial take from the starting lineup when you saw it an hour before kickoff?
Well, the first thing I noticed was I was shocked, but I was so happy that Leno started. Not really a Martinez guy. I actually prefer. I say this all the time on Twitter. I prefer Matt Macy over Martinez, but it's whatever. But I'm definitely happy to see Leno. I think Leno is the closest thing we have to a world-class player. So
I'm calling you right now, Tina.
But yeah, very excited about that. And so knowing that Ozil wasn't playing, I was very curious to see what he would do. I assumed Willock was going to play just because it's away, tough place to play. We want runners, aggressiveness, and that's kind of what Willock kind of brings. No one really brings his pizzazz. And the only thing I was real upset about was AMN Socrates got to start right back over AMN. At first I thought it was Mustafi, but
that's what I thought too at first.
Yeah, but it was
right back. No,
even worse. It was Socrates. So I don't know what AMN did. I don't know what kind of nudes he has of Arteta, but it's not looking good for him.
Yeah, when I saw the lineup, I saw Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz, and Saka, of course. Trying to figure out who the right back is. So to me, it's Colonel Mustard, Tony.
Yeah, that's who I thought was Colonel Mustard. Was that play right back?
We thought he was going to play right back, but as it turned out, Socrates did worked in that position. How did he do in that position for both of you, Ryan?
Individually, I think he did really well. Talking about Socrates, right? Well,
Socrates.
I had him as well. So I usually for our Spurs we do Premier League games only, but usually we have a +3, +2, +1, -1, -2, -3. He was my +1. I thought he did really well, especially because he hasn't even been in the team in so long. Individually, I thought he played very well, very smart, kind of knew what he could do, couldn't do with his pace. But as a unit, as a back four, I thought they were extremely disorganized. They were kind of all over the place. They didn't really know where they were playing. It seemed almost like Mustafi thought he was playing right back for a few moments in the game. So yeah, I just thought we were extremely disorganized in the back, just knowing where to be, knowing who to mark and stuff. But I think individually, as individuals, they all played really well.
Yeah, Tony, what were you going to say there?
I said, especially starting off for first half, it seemed like Mustafi thought he was playing right back, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to play center back."
Yeah.
I looked at the lineup, and that was my query about the back four. And then I looked in the midfield, and Martinelli's going to line up on the left, but I'm thinking, who's going to end up being on the right wing? Was it Aubameyang in the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Aubameyang, and then at like the 40-minute mark of the first half, him and Martinelli switched.
Okay.
And then
did that work?
And then second half they switched back to where Aubameyang was on the right wing.
And switched back with about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, and then they switched again when Pepe came on. So it was Abba was all over the place, to say the least.
And of course, Ryan, Guendouzi came on following the controversy. I wanted to lead you into that. Following the controversy of Dubai and what happened out there and not playing last Sunday.
Yeah, I kind of assumed he was going to start just because A, Torreira was ill, but B, I think it was smart for Arteta to start him regardless of whether it's a big rift or not a big rift, because I feel like if they held out Guendouzi again, it would have been a bigger thing, and I think the media would have blew it up, and I don't think Arteta wants that. I think Arteta kind of wants to keep these bust-ups within the club behind closed doors. So if it was a big deal or not, I think you want to kind of just put the media at rest and be like, oh, he's here, he's playing. Well, what are you doing? But, yeah. So I'm excited, of course.
Yeah, Tony, I think Ryan's point there is pretty good. You want to keep the bandwagon rolling on till the end of the season and see how far we can get.
Yeah, you want to get the units tight and keep on rolling.
Get the bandwagons moving. Looking around the results tonight, I see Ajax have lost 2-0. So Ryan, possibly we go take it game by game, round by round, and we might get some luck in the draw. Ajax could drop out. There could be a few names drop out in this competition.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm one of the only ones that think that, but the only team I'm worried about is Inter Milan. That's really it. Roma's not good. I don't care about Roma. Even the Wolves, I think our 1-2 year of experience in the Europa League. But I think in a two-legged game, I think we would beat them. But they'd besides Inter, maybe the Wolves, but I'm not really worried about any teams. I'm really not. I know like a lot of people are like, oh, it's harder this year than it was last year, but I completely disagree. Just my opinion, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think Arteta's mindset and MO, Tony, has been to pick his best side going forward each and every game that's been available to him. Didn't have Torreira tonight due to the flu. And, of course, I think you just told me Ozil is father.
Yep.
So that's why Ozil didn't make the trip. All right, let's talk about this new left back, Saka. Cut to the chase, cut to the good stuff, right?
I fan myself. I'm getting hot already. Hot and bothered. So good.
Ryan, yeah, how good can he be without overhyping? Which is what I'm doing right now.
It's not even his position. So we could overhype as much as we want. I'm all aboard, man. Choo choo. It's for me, he was man of the match. I think it was pretty easy. I mean, you could maybe make a case for Leno, but I definitely gave it to Saka. I think he just does everything right. I mean, his passing accuracy wasn't that high, but like he did have a few instances where he was just playing defense and heading the ball away and like clearing it, and it went to an Olympiakos player, so that probably hurt him a little, but whatever, just numbers. But yeah, he's such a threat, and I hate to say this, but I think we could have used Ozil. I think Ozil would have been great this game. I don't know about being in Athens, but they were very spread out in the first half, and they were just asking to get fucked. And we had no creativity in the middle. Willock was running his ass off, but
when Doozy was getting picked out of him.
Yeah, I think Ozil would have had a field day in that first half. So the fact we really didn't have him, Saka was kind of our only like offensive attack. Aubameyang threatened a little bit on the right wing. I didn't like him on the right wing like everybody else, but I also thought when he got the ball in the first half in the right wing, I thought he actually did a lot. And I think I don't say he did a lot, but he was a threat, and he looked like he was ready to make some moves, and things didn't fall his way. But yeah.
Of course, Tony, the usual suspects, Mustafi and Xhaka, they each picked up a yellow card.
Surprise, surprise.
Xhaka looked horrible, especially the second half.
He's still he's so bad. I listen, I'm trying to like not be biased here, but like there's people saying he was like man of the match and he was like really good. And there's a stat floating out there. I didn't check it, so I don't know how true it is, but someone tweeted that he created 3 chances in this game, and as a team, the rest of us created 4. So like if that's the case, cool, awesome. He gave the ball away numerous amount of times, made numerous amount of boneheaded plays, and he's just slow. And in my opinion, I watched the game, and I mean, like I said, I'm a Guendouzi groupie. I don't mind. I'm not afraid. I'm out of the closet. I'm loud and proud. But Guendouzi was all over the pitch. He was running around with his head cut off, but like in a good way. And Xhaka, I feel like, was just, I don't know. He's in the same. He was in the same spots every time, and he just misplayed a lot of passes. And I think it was his first pass of the game. He misplayed a terrible ball to, I think it was Martinelli. And I was laughing my ass off because I think it was the podcast I was on yesterday. Someone was saying how like, oh, Xhaka's passes and like we need him in the team. And I'm like, yeah, it's fucking great right off the bat. So yeah, I'm not his biggest fan, but
they don't seem to complement each other as a 2 in midfield.
No, I don't really think we have like I don't know. I thought Guendouzi had I think he had his best game positionally for us. I think he's really coming into that position, and I think he's really more positionally aware of where he is, and he knows like when to press, when not to press, and when to chase balls, when not to chase balls. So I was definitely happy, but like stagnant Xhaka doesn't help.
So let's get back to Saka again. 9 assists this season, right, Tony?
Yeah, 9.
9 assists. I saw the goal. Aubameyang gets the ball in the left wing, cuts inside, plays the ball into the box. Saka's running onto it, and Ryan, what Saka's really, really good at is passing into the corridor of uncertainty. Saka is able to play that ball where defenders hate to play the ball, between the goalkeeper and themselves.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy too because everyone talks about how like, oh, we can't wait till Tierney comes back. He's the best crosser on our team. I can't really argue that he's not the best crosser on our team, but I think Saka is underrated and a very outstanding crosser. I think he knows whether to chip it up, do what he did with Lacazette, play it like, right in between the goalie and over the curved it right past the defender. I think he just knows pretty much how to put his weight on the ball. I don't know, but very good.
He knows
very much like I'm going to compare him to a different player, one of an Arsenal greats, but Dennis Bergkamp always had a great weight of pass, and Saka seems to be not for once making that comparison. They're in completely different positions, but Tony, a young player with an old head on his shoulders.
He's definitely way advanced for his age.
He looks like he's been in the game, Ryan, for years.
I love it so much.
I was thinking about this today. I think I tweeted to Tony as well. We're set for the left side for a few years if we keep the trio of Tierney, Saka, and Martinelli, because Saka can go both ways type player right now. He can be a left back, he can be a winger,
or a left wing back.
So we can have 3 players covering 2 positions for a year or 2 to come.
Yeah, it's like perfect for now too, because I think Arteta's experimenting and he wants to see what works. And I don't think he's going to do it, but in case he wants to go 3 at the back, or if he wants to, do 4-3-3, which I think he in the future, if we buy the right players, sell the right players, I think he will go to a 4-3-3. So that is to have some flexibility there with our young guys.
It's a nice walk. All right, you're. Well, I heard myself there for a second. Tony's playing with the gremlins. Yeah, so listen, a great win. Olympiakos had yet to lose at home this season, Tony. And we've gone and beaten them.
Yeah, it's a nice road win and nice since they've been so solid at home.
And we talked to James Rowe last weekend. It's tough as a new coach. Arteta's barely a dozen games in, Ryan, into his tenure. He goes into Europe, and okay, the team didn't play well, but we came away with the results.
5 clean sheets speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I don't even think we played that bad. I honestly thought our first half at Newcastle was way worse than the way we played today at all, at any stretch. I think we made a couple boneheaded decisions, but which is mostly were from, probably say, Xhaka. Aubameyang made a lot of dumb passes. I think he's still hung over from playing with Ozil because with Newcastle, him and Ozil played so close to each other that when he was isolated on that right-hand side, he was playing these little short passes, expecting Mustafi or Papa to quickly get to it, and they didn't, and they almost scored because of it. So that was a little rough. And Mustafi almost Mustafi'd a couple times, but luckily Leno was there to save the day.
Yeah, I hate to say this about Colonel Mustard, but he's approaching that time where he's going to probably spring a mistake somewhere, Tony.
It's time for him to pull up Mustafi.
But
he almost had 2 own goals today. It's impressive.
To be fair, though, he had a lot of good stats as well. He had some interesting tackles. Some certain kind of games are suited to Mustafi and his strengths, Ryan.
Yeah, no, definitely. Besides those 2 Mustafis, I thought he actually played really well. This is the thing, when I don't want to say we played great, but when we have a good game and we get 3, not 3 points, but when we get a win, you have all these people on social medias this person was man of the match, this person was great, this person was man of the match, and it's all over the place. And usually you're like, okay, you can make a case. I mean, but then again, I also get frustrated because, like I said, I saw people saying Xhaka was man of the match. I saw people that said Mustafi was man of the match, which he didn't play bad. I thought he played really well, but when he almost scored in his own net twice, I find it very hard to give somebody man of the match. Very hard.
Almost didn't happen, though.
Thank God for Leno, man.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior.
And I didn't admittedly watch the game. I only saw a little bit of highlights, but Martinelli looked to be his usual Martinelli self. Active. He set up Lacazette in the first half for a shot. Yeah, Tony?
So I don't think he was quite as sharp as normal.
Yeah, I actually didn't think he had a good game. I mean, he was his normal self in the fact that he was very energetic. He's hardworking. He's a machine. We get it. We know. But there was a few instances in the game where I thought he could have put a goal away. I just think he was very unsure of what he wanted to do with the ball. And then, the lineup is kind of different from what he's used to. Not used to playing with Aubameyang, really. Lacazette kind of does his own thing, and I think him and Lacazette need to get better chemistry together. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't his best game, but I don't think he played really as bad as people said.
Right, Ryan, were you a little bit taken aback that Pepe didn't start tonight? A little bit surprised.
No, at first I wasn't until I would say 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the game. I was like, ooh, this is like a Pepe game. At first I was like, oh, Ozil could be in the lineup. We need some creativity. But then I was like, I just don't like this Aubameyang on the wing business. And Lacazette missed a sitter. I was like, you got to just take Lacazette off, put Ab up front, and then you got to bring Pepe on. And I thought they isolate. Our tactic was we had Aubameyang isolate on that right-hand side, which is fine. And I didn't think he did. I didn't think he did that bad. I just think he had so little touches and he didn't have any influence in the game. And with a player as good as him, you kind of want him to be in the game as much as possible. But they didn't really mark out Aubameyang, so he got a few balls here and there, and he would just drive up the right side. But I was saying, like, if that was Pepe, I think we really could have created some chances, but we didn't. So yeah, at that point, I was like, I think we should just bring Pepe on just because it was, his technique and skill on the ball.
The lineup for me screamed a little bit of Burnley away from home in that you're putting players in unfamiliar positions. Aubameyang on the right side, whereas we put Martinelli on the right side of Burnley, and I was just thinking, why not put Pepe out there? That's his natural position, right?
Yeah, I think that they know Aubameyang's fast. We know he has pace, so Arteta just wanted to put him, isolate him, and kind of give him, some room to run because he had a lot of room to run in the first, I would say, like half hour. And I didn't think he played bad. Like I said, I just think that he didn't get enough of the ball. He didn't get enough touches, and he couldn't make stuff happen. And when you have what, as many people say, a world-class striker, you don't want him isolated on one side of the field, and you don't want him to not be involved and get
being part of the game.
Touches on the ball. Yeah, you want him in the middle of the field in the game, which he wasn't.
Tony, we've kind of addressed the left-hand side. We're very strong down the left now, but to me, it's looking like Arteta really needs to figure out. Huh?
No, I said I'm strong. I'm nothing. I'm strong on the left too.
I saw that. Down the right-hand side, we're not quite there yet.
Pepe has to be starting on the right.
We're kind of in a semi-state, if you know what I mean. Continue that pun. Pepe needs to be there. What's going on with Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Why can't he get into this kind of team?
I'm so upset. I love Maitland-Niles. I was actually planning on getting his jersey earlier in the season, and I'm like, I don't know. We gotta see what's going on. I'm that guy.
He's gonna be part of the team.
Yeah, when I was a kid, a football team I used to follow, my mom got me a jersey, and I'm like, oh, I want that guy. And like he immediately got, I don't know if he got traded or he got released, and the team I hated the most signed him. So I was like, very.
I'm not saying you're a jinx,
but
I'm not saying you're a jinx, Ryan, but you might be a jinx.
Yeah, but I liked him even when he was playing with the U23s. I'm a big fan of his. I know Arteta says he wants specialists, and he came out and said Maitland-Niles is not a right back. But I'm starting to just I'm not trying to guess. I'm not second guessing Arteta. I'm more just second guessing myself because I don't know what is going on with him because I think he was one of the best, if not the best player when Arteta came in. So it's just strange for him to be taken out as soon as Bellingham comes back and he's not even making squads.
Yeah, first 3 or 4 games he combined very well with Nelson against Manchester United at home. Tony, what's your theory on Ainsley?
I have no idea.
I mean, when Socrates is able to play right back over Ainsley Maitland-Niles, what's going on?
Has to be something in training.
I see. The thing that worries me is the thing with Guendouzi, like Arteta kind of made it public and was like, oh, behavior this, behavior that.
Yeah.
To me, the fact that he didn't even bring up Maitland-Niles, which makes me think that it's worse than Guendouzi because, they always say like when you're with your friends, or not even with friends, when you're with people, if you pick on someone enough, that means you kind of have like either respect for them or you care about them. It's when you don't talk to the people, it's when you could give 2 fucks about them.
Yeah.
So the fact that Arteta's not even talking about it, Maitland-Niles, could mean he doesn't give a fuck about him.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And that was always going to happen, Tony. When Arteta came in, he's going to need those 2 months to assess his players. And, of course, he's got the people he thinks he can rehab and the people he thinks
Zaka and everything.
the people he thinks he can rehab, and then the people he thinks maybe shown the door in the next window. And maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles is going to be one of those. He's had a run in the team, Ryan, though, so he will command a decent transfer fee if that is the case.
Yeah, but if they sell him this summer, like if he doesn't play again for the rest of the season and they try to sell him, I think teams will kind of be like, yeah, he had those like 4 good games under Arteta, but it's like that'll seem like ages ago. So I don't know. I think he needs to play more, even if they are trying to sell him. I don't get it.
All right, so looking at the flow of the substitutions, for me, I'm surmising here, but this is what was happening in the 58th minute. Martinelli comes off for Ceballos. My thinking on this substitution is that we're struggling in midfield, Brian, and we need more control.
Yeah.
Turning the ball over.
Yeah, I think it was we need creativity. That's why I said I sadly think Ozil could have helped. But I think he wanted to bring on creativity, which made a lot of sense. I think bringing on Ceballos was definitely the right move.
And when at 4-4-2 at that stage?
Yeah, I don't no, actually Ceballos went in and came on as the 10. He played at 10. And I didn't think he was bad, but I thought he would I'm not a big fan of him at the 10. I thought he could have done more.
Who played where Martinelli came off for?
So Ceballos went to the 10 and Willock went left wing, and then Aubameyang went right wing. So yeah, so you had that going on, which whatever. I mean, like I said, I think Ceballos could have did more. I think bringing Martinelli off was not my first choice, but I didn't disagree with it because I didn't think Martinelli had a good game, particularly good game.
Yeah.
But
and Ceballos struggled a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he was all right. He like Tony said, he got us control the ball a little more. He likes to look forward and make forward passes, which is like very like unheard of in this club the last couple of years. We like
in our midfield that's frowned upon, surely.
Yeah, so like it's nice
forward.
to look forward.
What's that all about, Tony? Looking forward.
Yeah.
Looking for your wingers, looking for your strikers. Oh my God. And then in the 75th minute, Joe Willock comes off and Pepe comes on. And I'm thinking, Tony, that Arteta is looking for the win at this point. He wants to get a goal.
Oh yeah. Yep, and then another switcheroo. Aubameyang went left wing and Pepe went right wing. So, which is kind of what I think we should have did. Well, bar bringing Lacazette off, but I mean, I guess he made me eat my words because he scored. But granted, I think he would have scored anyway. I think not anyone. I don't want to say anyone. Xhaka wouldn't have scored. No, I'm kidding. But I think if we had Pepe there, if you had Willock there, maybe not Willock, but Lacazette at the right place at the right time. I give him credit.
And look, Ryan, this is what we've been watching Manchester City do for years. They get in there. They get the wingers into the box. They cross into the 6-yard area, and someone like an Aguero or Gabriel Jesus is finishing off those chances. We're starting to play a little bit in that mode in the final third.
Yeah, it's always good to see, especially the way Arteta has his tactics set up. He kind of wants Lacazette, or not even Lacazette, just whoever our number 9 is, our striker is, to kind of come back more and do more work. So it's nice to see him kind of in the middle fighting for that ball to get that goal, because we definitely need, which is kind of why I want Aubameyang to play there, because I think I'm not saying he has more of an eye for goal than Lacazette. He's more
for runs that Lacazette makes, though.
Say again?
Said he doesn't make for runs that Lacazette makes. Lacazette was running all over the pitch.
Yeah, again, I think that's just because Lacazette's more like in the trenches, comes back and fights for the ball, which I love. I think Lacazette and Aubameyang are two different strikers.
They're different.
So it's like very hard to compare. I mean, you can compare it, but it's, I don't know. They offer.
Well, one's high and one's low. The low one is Lacazette, who's going to play more towards the D of the penalty box, and Aubameyang's going to be right there in the 6-yard area, trying to finish things off for me.
Exactly. So it's why I don't even hate having like Aubameyang play up top and then Lacazette playing like right behind him.
Yeah, it's their natural. It's almost their natural positions, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I wouldn't. Not that I would play Lacazette in 10, but he does like to hang back there, almost like a false 9.
I kind of want to see him. Maybe not at the 10, but like to play like maybe center mid, kind of push up a little bit and kind of work right in there. So my thing with him is he just takes too many touches and he likes getting that perfect touch on the ball. And he's not a bad dribbler. I just think when we see him dribble, he's in like the 6-yard box trying to get that perfect touch to slot home. But if he's a little more farther back, which is kind of what he does, but I think his job isn't really to dribble and like I guess, create and like make plays. He just has to work, get the ball, distribute, and move.
Yeah.
But if he plays kind of like more back in like a midfield kind of role where he can kind of like dribble, see what's going on in front of him, and make a play from there, I think he could definitely be an asset to us. I at least want to see it. I'm not saying he can or can't do it, but something I want to see for sure.
So confidence restored to Lacazette for sure. These last 2 games, Ryan.
Yeah, he didn't kick it off his other foot. He actually kicked it.
We're making progress here, Tony. He didn't assist himself.
He actually meant to do that, so I'm happy.
No hockey assist to himself.
Tony, how good was Bernd Leno tonight?
He is excellent to me. He gets the man of a match because if he doesn't start, then we lose. I want to give Saka man of a match, but if Leno doesn't start, I see us losing tonight.
I can't argue that. I cannot argue that. That's a good call. We might have lost.
Let's look forward to next Thursday. Then we're going to bring the Greeks to the Emirates. What do you think? What do you see moving forward? We got that goal, the away goal in hand. Surely Ozil's going to come back in, Ryan.
I mean, yeah. If Arteta's watching the tape and he kind of picks his 11 based on what he saw in this game, I think, I don't want to say that. I feel like I'm like saying my Lord's name in vain, but you have to play Ozil. I think Ozil's the play. I know we get a lot of shit from my brothers, but I think you play Ozil for a little bit in the first half, see where it kind of goes. You play
You don't have to tell them. I won't tell them you said that. It's plausible deniability here. You'll never watch this. They'll never watch this. They'll never know you said that.
But yeah, no. So yeah, and I think you got to play Ceballos too.
And drop Zaka.
In a perfect world, one can only be so lucky. But I think he's gonna drop Guendouzi, which I'm okay with. I don't know how he's feeling after he got like just abused in this game. I know. I hope he's not like looking for revenge or anything. So maybe it's best he does sit. I don't need him getting a card or getting suspended or anything. My fucking baby. But yeah.
He's still sitting in the hot tub right now.
Yeah.
Tony, in these 2 games, what do you see the development of Mikel Arteta in these 2 games?
He still has work to do. It's kind of hard to say based off this game, really.
Yeah. To me, I think he did well. We go off to Dubai. He had a situation to deal with the assistant coach and the G that shall not be named. The G.
And the C too. I mean, him and Ceballos are apparently like best buds now, so I don't know.
And comes back and look, Liverpool struggled against that team, Norwich, that they struggled to beat them 1-0. So you come back off of a break, you're going to be a little bit rusty. The players were a little bit rusty. We see that in the first half in the Newcastle game. Go in at 0-0, and by all accounts, Arteta may have given the team the hairdryer treatment, Tony. And they come out and, they get the 2 goals really quickly. And it could have petered out to a 2-0 win, but we put the gloss on there. And Arteta walks away with the win.
Yeah, they're definitely playing ball.
And I think too, like the way he approaches the game is he wants to get better defensively. I get that, and he wants to kind of close it down, get the teams down quicker, prevent shots on net. And I almost kind of believe the phrase, like the best offense is a good defense. Which, like growing up, I thought it was the cheesiest thing to say, but I mean, in this case, it's kind of working.
Or you're building a house and you start with the foundation.
Yeah. Even that I'm okay with, but just like, the best offense is a good defense. That makes no fucking sense. But I mean, in our case, it's true. Like, I don't think we're necessarily getting better in the opponent's third. I think we're just getting better in our third. And I think that's helping out our third. Or their third. I don't know. Yeah. It's helping us better out offensively. Yeah, I'm excited.
I know what you mean. Keep it locked at the back, and you're always likely to nick a goal, Ryan. But
and a few times we caught it on the counter a few times today, so it's good to see us having that counterattacking flair that we've kind of been missing a little bit
And then confidence is surging. Yeah, Tony.
Said playing more of a high tempo too.
Yeah. I don't know if that really suits Ozil, but he wasn't playing, so I don't really care. It's fine by me.
And going back to that Newcastle win, what I saw most was Granit Xhaka dropping into that left back spot to help Saka get forward and be that attacking threat. So we might castigate Xhaka a lot, but he does allow Saka to do a lot of good work going forward.
Yeah, that's why I think Saka is always going to be in our lineup, just so Saka or whoever, if it's Tierney, if it's Saka, or if he could even invert it and do it with Bellerin too, because Bellerin could go up too. But I think that's why Xhaka is always going to start, because Xhaka can always slot in at back four and send one of our fullbacks up, because our fullbacks do a lot of the attacking. Well,
yeah, left side especially.
Yeah,
Saka's I don't know about Socrates. But I think what Arteta is doing, Tony, is basically he's telling the players to do what they are comfortable doing, and Xhaka is comfortable in that role. Torreira is comfortable doing what he does. He's telling these players, this is where your strengths are. So let's fashion something toward their strengths.
Yeah, it seems to be the way he's going. Xhaka really didn't drop back and cover much today.
Yeah, I almost wondered, Ryan, if it was going to be a three at times at the back with those, three out-and-out defenders, Mustafi, Socrates, and David Luiz.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes back to what I was saying about how they were very disorganized in the back. Luckily, Olympiakos didn't really capitalize. What they like to do is their strikers, what's his name? El Arabi. He's by far their best player, and he was the one person I was probably scared about. But the way they had him is he almost played like a false nine, where he was like he would threaten to go forward, and then he would kind of pull back, and I don't even know who the guy's name is, but another guy would shoot forward, and they just couldn't click, they couldn't get anything ticking, and I think that kind of helped us out because, like Tony was saying, Xhaka really didn't come back much, but he didn't really need to. Even with our disorganization, he didn't really need to slot in that back four.
Yeah. Let's look ahead a little bit. We'll spend a few minutes looking ahead to Everton at the weekend now. What do you expect to see in the lineup? Is there some patterns we're seeing between the last two games, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said on this podcast last time, Everton's our bitch, man. I don't know what it is. Because I have friends that are Everton fans. I don't know, but I'm always confident we're going to beat Everton. Like, I'm more confident we're us beating Everton than like a championship side at this point. Like, I just see Everton as our bitch, and I know it was 0-0.
We're not playing like bitches right now.
No, I know. I honestly thought they'd be playing better under Ancelotti. I'm not impressed by any of their last few games, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm always confident playing them. I don't know why, but I think if we get a decent balance in that midfield, I can't see us coming away with anything less than 3 points.
What do you see, Ryan, as our preferred two central defenders?
Who do I think?
Who do you think it will shake out to be? It's kind of David Luiz +1 right now.
It'll be Luis and Mustafi. Papa's hurt right now. I don't know how.
That's right. He came off. For Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the 92nd minute.
It definitely wasn't a cramp. So I don't know what they're gonna say, but it's gonna be Mustafi and Luis. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I can't really complain. They're not really doing anything wrong. So
yeah,
I hope Mari can get into the side at least.
I was just gonna ask you when do you see the best time that Mari can fit himself into the team? Will it be a few minutes at the end of a game where we're probably 2-0 up or something like that?
That's what I hope. I hope we're beating Everton and we bring Mari on. I kind of watched the highlights and I watched a little bit of his first game for Arsenal in the U23s, and him and Holding were starting in the middle, and I thought Mari was great, very composed, good on the ball, making some turns. I mean, I know the kids are a little bit younger than him, so he seemed very confident in his first game in England. Or for us anyways. So definitely exciting. I just don't know when he'll start for us. Maybe Portsmouth, but I definitely think he should be worked into the lineup. So hopefully if we can get like a 2-0 against Everton, just bring him on just for shits and giggles.
Is Portsmouth the game coming up after they return with Olympiakos? I'll check into that. No, Tony? Okay. The Oracle has spoken. Tony, do you think we should get into a silly situation where we start flip-flopping our goalkeepers?
No.
And you know my opinion by saying it's a silly situation.
Keep playing okay.
Keep playing our best team each and every week.
Yeah, like I know I don't play in the Premier League. I don't claim to be like a professional player by any stretch of the imagination. But like, do goalies really need rest? Like,
yeah, exactly. They don't need rest, but they need games.
Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, again,
and maybe it's for
talking. I am in love with Leno. I think he's the closest thing right now we have to a world-class player, a consistent world-class player, anyways. For that matter, and I think he's great for us for a long time to come.
And that was a lot of our problem last year. We were switching our team so much at this time of the year with Emery that we didn't know what the priority was between the league or the Europa League.
Well, yeah, it's because That's because Emery is a Europa League specialist, and he thinks he knows what he's doing. And
it was my personal opinion, Ryan, that it was part of his ego, I think, that stuck him to the Europa League. He was more invested in that. And I think if we had just put in some decent teams out there against Crystal Palace at home, Brighton at home, we may have actually gotten those golden couple of points that we needed last season.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree, but I disagree in the fact that those teams because I couldn't recite to you the starting 11 for any of those games, but I remember saying every time, yeah, this isn't what I want as my 11, but we should win with this 11. Every week I was saying that, like, yeah, it's not great, but we should win, and we did it. And I think that goes to Emery's tactics, and the players just looked lost and didn't know what to do, which sounds about right. He's not a good coach. It just that's what it comes down to.
So Tony, if we're loading Saka as a pro on young shoulders, a very level-headed player on young shoulders, can we say the same thing about Arteta and his coaching career so far?
Yes.
Has he maybe exceeded expectations?
I think he's maybe a little bit ahead of expectations.
Yeah.
I think the thing that'll come down to is seeing who he wants, who we buy, which I know isn't just down to him, but he's going to have a say in who we sign in the summer. So it'll be and who we sell. So this summer's going to be very telling.
And maybe we're already seeing some of that, Ryan, and some of the selections that are being made and not being made, people who aren't making the squad every week.
Yeah, and I just also hope that he's not playing favorites just because he used to play with certain bug-eyed Germans, and he's just not,
Well, there is only that one player in the squad. We could have figured that out ourselves.
Whoops.
Come on, all Arsenal fans
know
the one player that he played with is still in the squad.
Chambers is hurt.
Yeah.
You could have just said that one player who's still in the squad from his playing days.
Luis? No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a case, but we'll see.
I think part of his remit, Brian, really is to, try to use the asset that whatever usable asset is left in that commodity, and not to have him sitting on the bench and rotting, because we are paying a premium for that player.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I said this on multiple podcasts, and I still do to an extent think this. I think he's giving rope to hang himself. So it's either like put up or shut up. Either he's gonna do what we want him to do and still show like bits and pieces of that world classness that he once had, or he's just gonna just stink up the joint and just make it all the more easy for us to sell him to a lesser league for still like a decent amount of money. I mean, sure, we'll pay his wages, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. I'll gladly pay his wages.
Let's talk about a few players who may be struggling because they're younger. Tony, Joe Willock, he's shown some flashes of brilliance. I think my personal opinion is we should persist with him as a player. Maybe he's not going to be in every game, Tony, but what do you think about Joe Willock?
He started off the season great, one of the brightest players. Then I don't know. I think all the team chaos got to him, unsettled him more than anything.
Yeah, yeah, you could be right in that aspect, Ryan.
I don't know. I never want to say like this person's not good enough. He can't make it because you never know. It's still young, but I'm not sold on Willock. I haven't been for a while. I think he's too lightweight. Yeah, he brings pace and hard work, but if you're not good, pace and hard work mean nothing. So, and I think he's also too lightweight. But he does offer something different. So what I ideally would want is for us to sign a player like Willock, maybe a little bit bigger in stature, that can kind of challenge him and just challenge that role, because he's the kind of player we need away at Athens, a guy who's going to run and cause chaos.
Yeah.
I thought he was one of our worst players today. So, Yeah,
but I think we've talked about this in the last couple of podcasts. You get a Martinelli, he comes into the dressing room, he looks around, he sees all the stars beside him. He's not fazed at all. You see the same maybe in a Saka. I think Saka's just a kid that's enjoying his game right now. He's not letting the accolades get to him. But I think Willock might be a little bit more of a different animal, and he may need a little bit more of nurturing to come along in the next few seasons.
Yeah, I used to watch him in the U23s, and he doesn't play like this. He has more of a shot to him. He shot a little. Shot a little bit in the Premier League. My English is cool, by the way. But he's just nervous. He dribbled way too much in this game, which is very strange because you would think someone like him, he would just like, oh, Lacazette, oh, Aubameyang, I gotta give him the ball, but he just
like Lacazette, as soon as he touches it, gets rid of the ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's that kind of player as well that holds on to the ball and carries it a bit, Ryan.
Yeah, he just overthought, I think, most of his dribbles and most of his carries up forward. I don't know. He worries me because I want him to be good as much as everybody else does, because everyone wants to see an academy player succeed here. But I don't know. I'm starting to just lose my patience with. Not honestly lose my patience, but I don't know. I don't think he's fit for us. I think he'll be great for like a lower Premier League side or even like a good championship side.
The only other player that's young like that is Eddie Nketiah. What do you think about Eddie Nketiah, Tony?
I like him. I would have kept him the whole year and loaned out.
Yeah.
I would have kept him.
You would have kept him or not?
Yeah, I would have kept him the whole year.
Yeah. Ryan, Ryan, what you thinking on Nketiah? I mean, he was not going to want to. I don't want to say used, but his inclusion against Newcastle definitely helped fire up Lacazette a little bit and get him going again. So I think in that aspect, he's a good addition to the squad.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of brought this up on my appearance on From Dallas Square Aware, which you guys should check out. It's an awesome podcast. But
yeah, we like Andrew over there.
Shout out to Andrew, yeah, awesome dude. But yeah, he kind of he's same boat as Willock for me. I don't see it. As someone who plays striker, I know I see the kind of runs he makes, and I see his work ethic and his hard work, and I appreciate it. And he knows how to make the runs in the box, but that's not what Arteta wants him to do. Arteta wants him to kind of play like Lacazette and take a step back and work. And I just don't think he's got that work ethic. Not that work ethic, but I don't think he's just got that toughness yet, that grit to him that Lacazette has. But, on the upside, the positives, if you're an Eddie fan, is, he was in Leeds, wasn't getting the game time we wanted him to get. So we were going to, we recalled him and we were going to loan him back out. And Arteta blocked it. Arteta said, no. I see something here. I see something that I could use. So that gives me hope for him. If Arteta sees something in him, then I'm gonna trust Arteta on this one and hope he could, do something for us. But I'm not seeing it right now. So hopefully he could do it going forward because he's obviously doing something right in training.
Good stuff. Okay, we are looking forward again to Everton before we sign out of here. We are in 10th place, Tony, on 34 points. Everton are on 9th place on 36 points. We've started to win games now, or win a game, let's say, in the league. And Tony, you pointed this out to me. We are third in the form table in the last 5 or 6 games.
6 games.
We've bookended 4 draws with 2 wins either side of it. That would be Manchester United on New Year's Day, and the most recent win against Newcastle. We're
Man,
unbeaten.
the relegation zone in the last 6 games. You'll love to see it.
And Tony wonders how come we're third in the league in terms of our form in the last 6 games. So 4 draws and 2 wins. Make it so, Tony.
Still seems crazy.
We're the only team in the top 5 European leagues that's undefeated in 2020. So
2020.
It's pretty awesome.
Hopefully we can keep that going. We're going to need to put some wins together, Ryan. And Everton. We talked about 9. We talked about the magic number 9.
No, magic number of top 5. Top 5.
Yeah. 5, but 9 points would help first of all.
Yeah, definitely.
And this will be the second of the 2 games. Are you thinking you're thinking we can win, right? Against Everton, of course, right?
We're gonna win. I'm gonna eat my words on Twitter, I'm sure Sunday, but we're gonna win.
Tony, what's your prediction for Sunday versus Everton?
2-0 us.
Yeah, I kind of like 2-1 because we've gotten too many clean sheets for it to be true at this point.
Yeah, and I also think Calvert-Lewin's actually a pretty dangerous player. He's on form. He's scoring goals for them. I think Ancelotti's done. That's the one thing I'll give Ancelotti credit for. I think he knows Calvert-Lewin's going to be a good player, and I think he'll nick one against us. So,
and if VAR is going to fuck someone, it's going to be Arsenal, right?
Wait,
already fucked us.
Yeah. I could see Walcott scoring just because. Nah, he won't score. He probably won't even
said
play.
It, then you take it away. You say it and you take it away. 2-1 for me. We're gonna win on Sunday. Tony, score
2-0.
2-0, and I think Ryan, you want to revise your predicted score, or are you sticking with 2-0?
No, I think it's gonna be 3-1. I think Calvert-Lewin's gonna nick one, and we have the capability to score 3 goals easy. I just don't know if Arteta's gonna pick the team for us to score 3. But I could see it. I see us winning 3-1.
Yeah. Hopefully Pepe comes back into the lineup for me. Martinelli and Aubameyang up front, and then maybe Ceballos again for me as well. Listen, we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining me, Tony and Ryan.
No problem.
Pleasure to be here, as always.
Yeah. Come on, you Arsenal. Pablo, thanks for joining in at the last second. Pablo, hey. 3-0. Nice one. Listen, we'll have a podcast after the game on Sunday. Join us then. Until then, come on, you Gunners. Up the Arsenal.